Hello everyone, Maurice and welcome to Things Invest. We'll talk about investing, finance, professional development. For today's video, items only. The investment we talk about today will be Ethereum ticket ETH. First, just want to say happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope you have a great week so far, and also a happy summer, by the way. Hope everybody's staying hydrated. Early this morning, as I came back from the gym around 9 a.m. on the Eastern time, Ethereum is currently trading around like the $2,217 level, up about 5.3% at the moment. In respect to the consecutive positive media application that we had yesterday, with respect to the first one, the Jim Cramer news on his depictions around, frankly, his preferential treatments towards Ethereum versus Bitcoin. On top of that, with respect to another news that I kind of gave you guys a heads up previously in my previous video, is the B-word summit that got picked up in a media affectation on CNBC. The Titan debates between Elon Musk versus Jack Dorsey's and versus obviously Cathie Wood, who's going to be in part of the discussions as well, also got picked up in a media affectation perspective as well, subsequently drive a lot of buying pressure across the whole crypto market, but directly, more specifically, with the double whammy effect onto Ethereum. And as of later last night or early this morning, depending on what time zone you were in, we got another positive news coming from Cathie Wood this time, with respect to her filing with the US SEC, the Security and Exchange Commission, on Monday to create something that's called a Bitcoin ETF. And with respect to just on a high-level recap on what she has been doing so far with respect to cryptocurrency, so her flagship ARK Innovation Fund, the ARK-K.P fund, currently owns about 820 million worth of shares in the crypto exchange Coin Global, which is ticker coin.o, making the fund's 10th largest holding right now. Obviously makes her a large proponent onto Bitcoin, but also with respect to just the overall cryptocurrencies asset class as well. Obviously, with the third media affectation serve as a positive catalyst to the overall crypto market, will subsequently drive Bitcoin to be up about 5.6% and respectively Ethereum up about 5.1% right now. So is this level sustainable? Are we going to see more of a sell-off? Are we going to see more of a pump going forward? So I'm going to go through a technical analysis again to revisit the technical and the market dynamics as a whole to see how we should be executing our price point with dollar cost average further going forward. So stay tuned, stick around, let's make some money. So moving on to the technical analysis for Ethereum ticket ETH, I'm recording around 9:53 a.m. Eastern time right now. I'm basically 7 minutes away from my next meeting coming up, so I'm gonna do this real quick. And with respect to Ethereum, it's currently trading around like the $2,225, up about 5.75% right now, ever since that 3 consecutive media affectation that we've had from yesterday, and with respect to today on the ARK Invest news that came out, right? And just to recap on a historical level, ever since June 15, we had that consecutive sell-off, right? From the positive media affectation from the FOMC meeting, which was going to drive that positive correlations to the equity market, was subsequently anti-correlation on the crypto market. And then also with respect to the James Bowler article on Sunday on his depictions around the inflationary outlook that he expects to be a little bit earlier than obviously Jerome's depictions on somewhere around like 2023, which is much later than his depictions of 2022 or even later this year in 2021, right? And also subsequent to that, we had another red candle on the Monday with respect to the Chinese crypto mining crackdown, with respect to the whole entire nation, 90% of being shut down in an infrastructural perspective. And ever since then, we had that rebound, ever since that Jim Cramer news and also the B-word summit, we've been kind of rebounding subsequently. And also with respect to this, another support media catalyst that happened today with respect to Cathie Wood's news on establishing and filing for the Bitcoin ETF. Obviously, 3 positive catalysts driving this pressure upward from here. You could see that we currently trade around like the $2,231, up about 6%. And respected on a MACD perspective, you can see that we crossed, so there is a lot of bullish momentum going forward right now. And the next resistance level that we're going to be seeing going forward will be testing the $2,250, which I see as a form of resistance that we might be forming, that we might be consolidating from there, right? However, with respect to the MACD and the RSI right now, you can see that RSI is highly overbought at the moment. We have been pretty much buying ever since the last 3 consecutive days so far, right? Ever since like later on Sunday, and then subsequent on Monday with that 2 positive news, and then today with that additional ARK Invest news, right? So it makes sense why the RSI is kind of overflowing at the moment right now, right? So what I see going forward is that we will be testing around like the $2,250, kind of consolidate from there, and then once we get there, we might see a little bit of a consolidation so the RSI can cool off a little bit. However, I do see a more of a bullish pressure coming with respect to how bullish can we be, right? right? That's going to contingent on, are we going to see more positive pressure coming? I think we have had 3 consecutive one right now, right? And with these 3 escalated green candles basically matching with the resistance level that were prior to the sell-off, right? And kind of matching with the time duration that we've had on June 19th and all the way to June 20th, and then we have the subsequent ladder down, right? And the ladder down was really mainly driven by the Chinese crackdown news, right? So we're basically matching in the parallel perspective right now. So I think the next leap up is going to go up to basically the 2,350. That will be the next level possibility. But I do foresee us to be kind of hovering around like the $2,250 level first, or maybe sell down back to the 2,150 just to like kind of have some normalization, consolidation, so it maybe like allow the market to take a breather, if you may, right? And not just like go up in a way like completely steam ahead. What I see going forward is that I see more normalization coming because of the fact that we are having kind of a mixed signal right now. We're overbought. We are leaning more of a bullishness. So macro-wise, we're bullish. But in terms of like appetite-wise, we're overbought. So some people, I would say, in the spectrum of between short-term and long-term investors, some short-term investors are going to take some profit because a lot of people have been buying at the $1,750 level. I think the ones that have been logical and analytical, they know that that level was the great purchasing time. That was the opportune time for you to dollar cost average and build that position up there because the reversal was coming. And the cross-section was basically anticipating based on the technicals, right? So I think we might see some, selling pressure coming just to cool off a little bit, bounce down to the 2,150, consolidate from there. And then once we get between the levels, a little bit lower on the RSI perspective, while at the same time we're still crossing, that we should be leaping all the way back up. So basically what I see going forward is like we leap down to 2,150 and then leap up all the way to the $2,450. And I see more bullish pressure coming ahead of the summit. That's going to be happening basically in 2.5 weeks from now. And contingent on no more Black Swan events, that's going to be happening, right? No more Black Swan news. That's negative, and it's kind of coincidence, that we have had such long durations of consecutive negative news that now we have 3 consecutive positive news. It's just like a classic influential manipulative play among corporate investors and institutional investors, right? I think they are manipulating the media publication companies to influence certain market dynamics among public investors to get to a certain price point so they could dollar cost average, at the optimal level that they're looking for, and subsequently, basically chase the market from there, right? So I would be cautious, as the risk is increasing as the price go up from here, and buying at the $2,150 level would be a wise level. Do we see it testing back to 2,000? We might, because of the weekend affectation that we'll be expecting on Friday and Saturday. So I think we're going to normalize a little bit to 2,150 first, and then 2,000, and then going to go back upward by Sunday. So that's the play that I see going forward from here ahead of the summit going forward in 2.5 weeks out. Recap all the numbers that we have in the technical analysis. I think the current level of resistance that we could be bouncing off down to would be the $2,150. I would not advise just chasing the pump for the sake of chasing the pump. I would look at the optimal level to dollar cost average based on the floor of resistance that we're at right now. And at $2,150, and the fact that it took some, seismic pressure for us to break through firstly the $2,000 level and then subsequently leap to the $2,150 level was a pretty good, momentum push already. On top of the fact that with respect to MACD and RSI, we are seeing more of a propensity towards the bullish side of the spectrum, despite the RSI is kind of inflated at the moment right now, right? So 2,150 would be the optimal level as we kind of cool down a little bit on an RSI perspective, right? And an even more optimal level will be anywhere around like the $2,000 or the low $2,000 level will be an ideal level for you to buy at. Do we see 1950? I think that could potentially happen sometimes around Friday or Saturday with that weekend affectation that we might be hearing. Do we see like 1750 again? I think the likelihood of getting there would be unlikely because that will create a relatively large outlier to the trends that we've been forming so far. So hopefully these levels are helpful. And for respect to corporate adoption, 20%, $9,800 in the next 12 months, 4.6 times your money if you buy at the $2,150 level. All right, so that's it for today. For respect to my technical analysis on Ethereum ticket ETH. Hopefully you guys find this helpful in giving you guys the right level of executions of price point going forward to dollar cost average. And please, feel free to hit me up with any questions if you might, have any questions going forward. And please hit the like button, subscribe, and also the bell notification. And watch out for the next coming up. Take care.